Hi guys, welcome back. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe because more and more videos are coming up. If you want to watch some of my vlogs here in the Philippines, travel vlog, school vlog, and just life here in the Philippines, all the fun stuff, I'll put the link on the description to my main channel so you guys can go check it out. Subscribe to the channel too, guys. I'm trying to get views and help the channel to grow. But anyway, yeah, for this video I'm gonna be reacting to this video right here, the death of Magellan, first-hand account of the Battle of Mactan. So Magellan, from what I know, Magellan was actually killed in battle here in Cebu, in one of the islands, just an island on where the airport is located right now, Mactan Airport. That's what I know, but I don't know really the inside story of what really happened, what transpired, the assassination of Magellan. But anyway, we're gonna find out, hopefully we're gonna find out from this video. But yeah, guys, let's just get right into it.
Ferdinand Magellan was a Portuguese explorer born around the year 1480. As a teenager in 1495, he entered the service of the King of Portugal, Manuel I. For the next 17 years, he saw much military service around the world, with a great deal of it in India. He was wounded many times in combat. In 1512, he returned to Portugal and took part.
So he was actually Magellan was actually a Portuguese citizen, right? He was not a Spanish citizen.
In an expedition against Morocco, in which he was wounded and lamed for life.
So he has actually been to a lot of expeditions before.
Therefore, he transferred himself to the service of the King of Spain, Charles V. In the year 1519, he started an ambitious voyage to circumnavigate the entire globe, departing from Spain in September of that year. Accompanying Magellan on the voyage was a Venetian explorer and member of the Knights of Rhodes named Antonio Pigafetta. Pigafetta kept the daily journal of the entire voyage, and today it is the single most important source about...
Damn, look at this. Wait, go back. Look at the route that they took just to navigate the world.
Explorer and member of the Knights of Rhodes named Antonio Pigafetta. Pigafetta kept the daily journal of the entire voyage, and today it is the single most important source
Damn, look at the route that they took.
Navigation of the globe. In April 1521, Magellan and his men attempted to conquer the small island of Mactan in the Philippines, near the island of Cebu. What followed next was the Battle of Mactan, in which Pigafetta and Magellan were both involved in the fighting. Pigafetta
Actually, Mactan is now where Lapu-Lapu City, if you guys been here in the Philippines, or if you guys been here in Cebu City, not Cebu City, but like entire Cebu, you would know, like there's a town in Mactan Island named after Lapu-Lapu. So he's pretty much a national hero here in the Philippines.
Recounts the start of the events in his journal. Friday, the 26th of April, Sula, who was one of the principal men or chiefs of the island of Mactan, sent to the captain a son of his with 2 goats to make a present of them, and to say that if he did not do all that he had promised, the cause of that was that another chief named Silapulapu, who would not in any way obey the King of Spain, and had prevented him from doing so, but that if the captain would send him the following night 1 boat full of men and to give him assistance, he would fight and subdue his rival. On the receipt of this message, the captain decided to go himself with 3 boats. We entreated him not to go to this enterprising person, but he, as a good shepherd, would not abandon his flock. We set out from Cebu at midnight. We were 60 men armed with corselets and helmets. There were with us the Christian king, the prince, and some of the chief men, and many others divided among 20 or 30 balangai.
Damn.
We arrived at Mactan 3 hours before daylight. The captain, before attacking, wished to attempt gentle means, and sent on shore the Moorish merchant to tell the islanders, who were of the party of Silapulapu, that if they would recognize the Christian king as their sovereign, and obey the King of Spain, and pay us the tribute which had been asked, the captain would become their friend. Otherwise we should prove how our lances wounded. The islanders were not terrified. They replied that if we had lances, so also had they, although only...
Look at those drawings from before. This is probably the sailors, Pigafetta or whatever the name is, These were probably what they were seeing from the Cebuanos before, like the skin tattoos. Look at those. It's probably like one of those. The skin tattoos were probably like similar to some of the Pacific Islanders from, especially the Maoris or the Samoans, like the Polynesians, especially the Polynesians.
Reeds and wood hardened by fire. They asked, however, that we should not attack them by night, but wait for daylight, because they were expecting reinforcements and would be in greater number. This they said with cunning, to excite us to attack them by night, supposing that we were ready. But they wished this, because they had dug ditches between their houses and the beach, and they hoped that we should fall into them.
Damn.
We, however, waited for daylight. We then leaped into the water up to our thighs. For an account of the shallow water and the rocks, the boats could not come up near the beach, and we had to cross 2 good crossbow shots through the water before reaching it. We were 49 in number. The other 11 remained in charge of the boats. When we reached land, we found the islanders 1,500 in number, drawn up in 3 squadrons.
1500s. That's like 1,500 personnel ready for war. Damn, these guys are not playing. They were probably like. If that's the case, then I don't think that's the first encounter that they had with foreigners. Like probably they had wars with some foreigners before, or probably people from other islands they had with like encounters before. So when they saw that Magellan and those Europeans arrived, they were ready. Like they were ready. Anyway, continue.
They came down upon us with terrible shouts. 2 squadrons attacking us on the flanks, the 3rd in front. The captain then divided his men into 2 bands. Our musketeers and crossbowmen fired for half an hour from a distance.
Damn.
Nothing, since the bullets and arrows, though they passed through their shields made of thin wood, and perhaps wounded their arms, yet did not stop them. The captain shouted not to fire, but he was not listened to. The islanders, seeing that the shots of our guns did little or no harm, would not retire, but shouted more loudly, and springing from one side to the other to avoid our shots. They at the same time drew nearer to us, throwing arrows, javelins, spears hardened in fire, stones, and even mud, so that we could hardly defend ourselves. Some of them cast lances pointed with iron at the captain general.
Look at the Cebuanos. They had spears and the shield, and look at it. They were just fighting with like man-made weapons, and the Europeans were using those guns and the rifles. Bro, these people are tough. Like Cebuanos before, until now, these people are some of the. These people mentality, like the mentality is so tough, guys. The Filipinos.
He then, in order to disperse this multitude and to terrify them, sent some of our men to set
houses
fire to their houses.
To the
this rendered them more ferocious.
Damn.
Some of them ran to the fire, which consumed 20 or 30 houses, and there killed 2 of our men. The rest came down upon us with greater fury. They perceived that our bodies were defended, but that the legs were exposed, and they aimed at them principally. The captain had his right leg pierced by a poisoned arrow, on which account he gave orders to retreat by degrees. But almost all our men took to precipitate flight, so that there remained hardly 6 or 8 of us with him. We were oppressed by the lances and stones which the enemy hurled at us, and we could make no more resistance. The bombards which we had in the boats were of no assistance to us, for the shoal water kept them too far from the beach. We went thither, retreating little by little and still fighting, and we had already got to the distance of a crossbow shot from the shore. Having the water up to our knees, the islanders following us and picking up the spears which they had already cast, and they threw the same spear 5 or 6 times. As they knew the captain, they aimed specially at him, and twice. But
what do you people expect? Like what was the Europeans expect when they first came here? Like they were just expecting to just walk up on those people and those people would obey them? Bro, that's not how it works, man. You are actually invading the land, you are actually invading their peacefulness, you are actually trying to disrupt the way that they were living, and what do you expect in return? Like just give in to you? That's not how it works, bro.
the helmet off his head. He, with a few of us, like a good knight, without choosing to retreat further. Thus, we fought for more than an hour, until an Indian succeeded in thrusting a cane lance into the captain's face. He then, being
Trusting a cane. What? Until what?
Until an Indian succeeded in thrust.
Until what? An Indian? Go back.
Further. Thus, we fought for more than an hour, until an Indian succeeded in
What do they mean by Indian? There were some Indians on the boat joining the Europeans to, like, on the way to Cebu, Mactan. I didn't know that. Which Indians are they referring to? Like the Indians from India or the Indians, the Native Americans? Comment down below, guys.
thrusting a cane lance into the captain's face. He then, being irritated, pierced the Indian's breast with his lance and left it in his body. And in trying to draw his sword, he was unable to draw it more than halfway on account of a javelin wound he had received in the right arm. The enemy, seeing this, all rushed against him, and one of them with a great sword, like a great scimitar, gave him a great blow on the left leg, which brought the captain down on his face. Then the Indians threw themselves upon him and ran him through with lances and scimitars and all the other arms they had, so that they deprived of life our mere light, comfort, and true guide. While the Indians were thus overpowering him,
While the Indians were thus overpowering him several times. Are they referring to the Cebuanos as the Indians? I don't understand this, guys. Continue.
several times he turned round towards us to see if we were all in safety, as though his obstinate fight had no other object than to give an opportunity for the retreat of his men. We who fought to extremity and who were covered with wounds, seeing that he was dead, proceeded to the boats, which were on the point of going away. This fatal battle was fought on the 27th of April, 1521, on a Saturday, a day which the captain had chosen himself, because he had a special devotion to it. There perished with him 8 of our men and 4 of the Indians, which had become Christians.
There were perished with him 8 of our men and 4 of
We
the
also
Indians.
had many wounded, amongst them
Okay, so now I get it. There were some Indians on the boat with the people like the Europeans. Okay.
must reckon myself. The enemy lost only 15 men. He died, but I hope that your illustrious highness will not allow his memory to be lost, so much the more since I see revived in you the virtue of so great a captain, since one of his principal virtues was constancy in the most adverse fortune. In the midst of the sea, he was able to endure hunger better than we. Most versed in nautical charts, he knew better than any other the true art of navigation, of which it is a certain proof that he knew by his genius and his intrepidity, without anyone having given him the example, how to attempt the circuit of the globe, which he had almost completed.
Wow.
Of the approximately 270 men that left Spain in September 1519, only 18 completed the circumnavigation around the globe. Just one ship returned to Spain almost 3 years later on September 6, 1522. Antonio Pigafetta was one of the 18 men that survived the journey back on the ship Victoria. He died in 1531 in Venice.
Wow, guys. That's the story. That's the video showing how Magellan was killed. So actually he was killed by Lapu-Lapu. That was kind of interesting, guys. I mean, what do you expect? Like, what do you expect? Europeans, like, these people were conquering the world throughout the medieval period, like in the 1500s, and like ever since they started doing those expeditions throughout the world, like, they were conquering. They even came to Papua New Guinea, my place, my country, you know. And they even went to Australia and started going like mistreating those Aboriginals and taking over the lands. And now now Australia is made up of white people. Like, white people are now the majority on a country that is not originally occupied by them before, you know. So same as New Zealand, like they went to New Zealand also, and and now they are the majority in New Zealand, Australia. I mean, they came to Papua New Guinea also, trying to colonize us and do all that stuff, but then most of my people were not given to what those Europeans were trying to impose on my country. So anyway, that was kind of interesting. Kind of glad that Filipinos today, like, they're still holding on to the culture and the identity and the pride as Filipinos. Anyway, guys, yeah, that's the video. If you want me to react to any more other videos, comment down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys with another video. Peace.